Part 2, how to find a lender. Oh my gosh, I think this is one of the hardest things. However, I think the best way to do it is to get a referral. There's online lenders, there's mortgage brokers, there's banks, there are so many options. And if you've talked to a friend that's already used somebody, they're gonna know from their experience how it's more than likely gonna go for you. Every house and every situation, every person is different. So their process will be a little bit unique to them, but they're already gonna have a good idea on how it's gonna go. I think lending is a little different and difficult and hard to understand for most people just because all of the lingo and the terms, they're not things that you talk about or use on a daily basis. And so when you're talking about finances, it does stress most people out. A lot of people don't even want to get pre-approved because they're nervous of what they're going to find out. And you need to up front so you know what you're looking at. Because if you got pre-approved way ahead of time, say 6 months ahead where you really wanted to move and something came up, you'd have time to fix it. So if you waited until you're ready to go, there might be something on your credit that you had no idea was there. Now, talking to the lenders, you need to make sure if you're calling more than one that you're comparing apples to apples, because sometimes you have really low closing costs with one lender and then a higher interest rate. And then the other lender charges you way more in closing costs, but you have a lower interest rate. What's best for you? It would also depend on how much money you have cash to close, if the seller is going to be able to contribute, depending on the situation you are in the house that you find. And then also, how long are you going to keep the home? Because if you have less money down and less interest on or more interest on the home, that might be better if you're only keeping the home for 1 or 2 years if you're planning on relocating. But if you're going to stay there a long time, you're definitely going to want that lower interest rate, even if it costs you a little more upfront. However, this is a conversation that you need to have with your lender. If you don't have any referrals, we would love to help refer you to some people that are local that can help and sit down and meet with you in person and go through the costs and the fees and explain all the different programs and then talk to you about what's best for your current situation and what your goals are in the future. Call us if you need any help.